Do you think that students are missing on their attitudes more than skills?
That word, if I'll say, that is patience. That is not with them. I think they should work on that. They want things to be, the result to be quickly, and there is no teamwork. It's just me. It's not we.
Back in days, everything worked manually. And now everything, not everything, but 90% of the things are digitalized.
We should not think, it's taking out of job of manpower or something. No, it's additional. You know, AI cannot replace a human, but it is going to help us. It is going to support us in our work.
TripAdvisor says that 60% of the reviews are directly linked to cleaning and hygiene.
We want to ensure wherever we are going is a hygienic hotel or a clean hotel in terms of safe, secure, right? When you are working in housekeeping, you are an engineer, because more than front office, you know your product. I think if you follow your SOPs, your routines, you have trained your team well, I think things will fall in place.
Who are into hospitality miss the fact that a single guest room cleaning takes around 30 to 40 minutes.
People think 30 minutes में room बन जाएगा, 40 minutes में बन जाएगा, so नहीं होता है ऐसा. It depends on which guest has checked out. Okay, maybe if it's a long stay, I take more than 1 hour. I will not give before 1 hour because I need to do my deep cleaning, right? We are not only for cleaning, we are maintaining the room also. In case that room need a painting, that room need a polishing, it's we decide, we get it done.
Is there any guest who surprised you?
Say if I go somewhere and I miss my family on my birthday, and someone surprised with me as just a small cake, I think that makes my day.
Hospitality is not just about hotels, it is about people, purpose, passion, and pleasure. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Inside Hospitality by Sujith, a podcast which goes beyond hotels, beyond star categories, and job titles to uncover real stories, challenges that shape hospitality. I am Sujit Bharadwaj, and with me, I have my co host, Ms. Purnima. Through this platform, we aim to contribute meaningful conversations with hospitality leaders, professionals, and change makers who really work hard behind the scenes to create exceptional guest services. Today, I'm proud to host one of my hospitality leaders who is very inspiring, and her journey reflects resilience, discipline, and commitment towards work. Ms. Babita Butola, Executive Housekeeper, Grand Mercure, Gopalan Mall, Bengaluru. And she is also serving as Vice President Operations, Professional Housekeepers Association, Karnataka chapter. Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sujit. Thank you.
So, thank you so much for accepting the invitation and coming here. And I must say that it really means a lot because we are launching this podcast with you and it's a premiere episode. So, thank you once again.
Indeed, it is my pleasure to be here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this podcast really helps if you are a hospitality student or one in the hospitality industry, or if you're already aspiring to join. Maybe, yes, this podcast is for you. And let's step inside hospitality. How was your journey starting from an initial role to being an executive housekeeper?
Thank you, Sujit, for asking a relevant question.
Yeah.
Actually, okay. I'll tell you about my journey. I never want to be in a hospitality. Actually, okay. So I want to be in army, because my dad is in army. But because he told me, there won't be any makeup. You will not allowed to do all these things in army. Okay. So then I refused, and I saw many people, over television, hospitality leaders. So I thought, why can't I join this industry? So I have joined after my 12th. I joined Franklin Institute while doing my course from Easta Hotel. This is a hotel which is in Hyderabad. Now it's been overtaken by Hyatt. So they came to our hotel for a campus round interview. Though our course was for 18 months, but I got selected in 1 year only. So I said, let me give a try. Being from a middle class family, away from family, going to other city, it was not so easy actually. But my dad, he supported me, and he said, okay, you give a try to whatever you want to do it. Now about housekeeping, I was not aware what is it all about. I thought, okay, maybe you are there to just see the rooms, to set up a rooms. But when I joined this Ista hotel, it was a pre-opening hotel. when I came to that area, it was construction building. I was like on my tears. I said, I don't know where I have come. But then I saw many people, you know, from different background, different cities. I saw everyone coming together and working, and that made me, there's a teamwork. It is here, and I think this is where I want to be. And from there, I started my journey. I worked in ISTA for 2.5 years, moved from there to Taj Krishna Hotel as a supervisor, moved from there to Vivanta Whitefield, Bangalore as a deputy housekeeper, now where I am as the executive housekeeper with Grand Mercure Bangalore, Gopal and more. And I'm honored I have achieved what I want to be.
That's really great to hear that you are from army background.
Yeah.
And that really, we get to know because the way you are disciplined and committed to work, definitely we feel that.
That's in my blood,
Yeah.
actually.
So I want to continue this question, and I wanted to ask, okay, so you are into hospitality industry like
True.
this, and now in this position. So if at all we have to talk about departments, we have four core departments:
True.
production, service, front office, and housekeeping. So what made you join to housekeeping? That is my first question. Continuation to that, now apart from your job as an executive housekeeper, you're also serving as Vice President Operations for Professional Housekeepers Association, Karnataka chapter. So, how do you feel being in that position, and how do you feel overall? So, what made you to join housekeeping? And you can answer me the next.
Yeah, so creativity, which is there in me. I love creating in terms of not painting something. No, it in terms of texture, colors. I love mix matching colors. Okay, at work, at my own. When I want to wear something, I mix match things. I don't wear yellow, yellow, yellow. No, not at all. Love to play with colors. I think that is the that what I found in me is suitable for me to be in housekeeping. It is not about, people think, I think it's only about cleaning. I say no, not at all. It is about playing with color, your creativity, your teamwork. When you work with your team, I think that made me to choose housekeeping. And coming back to your second question, yes, PHA, I love. If I would have not chosen this housekeeping, I think I would be a training manager.
Oh,
I love interacting with people, uh, see them grow in wherever they are. I think nurturing them in their skills, whatever. So I love doing that, interacting. PHA Karnataka chaplain, I think I'm blessed with this position. And I love interacting, doing networking wherever I get time. And that is how it is adding into my skills also, and at my work as well.
That's
that's
great.
great. So I think now, in continuation to this, you mentioned that otherwise, if you are not a housekeeper, you would be a training manager,
Yeah.
which would be very interesting because you get to talk with the
Yeah,
people,
true.
right? So now, being in Professional Housekeeper Association Vice President, I think you'll surely thank the chairman of
Yeah,
PHA,
Miss
Miss
Jayashree,
Jayashree
I
Nagaraj,
always, yeah.
because that is how we got this organization, which is a non-profit organization and again works to the
Community.
community and
True.
housekeeping fraternity all time.
Yeah, true.
So coming to the next, I just wanted to also know what would be your daily life as an executive housekeeper in any hotel. Probably take it as a luxury hotel. Of course, you work in Grand Mercure. So what will be your daily task or routine being an executive housekeeper at your place?
Yeah, it's not easy actually. Okay, so uh, taking a round of our hotel, that is my first job. When I come to at workplace, I take a round of all areas. I meet my people on to the shop floors. And you will not believe it, when I take round it, almost morning 1 or 2 hour, it takes me 3,000 step, same time only. Mentoring my people, meet them, taking care of, speaking to them, check about what is today's agenda, checking on a VIP movements, how that decides our day actually ahead. It is not at the occupancy events, everything decides our day, what we are going to do today. So yeah, it's not easy. Yeah, every
Nice.
day is different.
What are the challenges you actually faced in your career to come this long way, and how did you actually overcome them?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Yeah, more on its shortage of manpower. Yeah, skill power. You can say. So yeah, you have to take care of to overcome. I think, as I said, networking. I love meeting people, taking care of them. That is a plus point of me, I think I can say. And taking care of team, motivate them, engage them in some kind of trainings. I think they'll make them stay with you for long term.
In that case, what are the personal challenges you had to overcome? You being in this position is really a great thing, and for anyone to come to this point, there must be so many personal challenges also to be faced.
Yeah, working in pressure, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
that is a challenge. Yeah,
Obviously,
because yeah,
it's
so
a hotel.
we have to be calm enough. Yeah, if you are calm, then only you can take care of your team as well. So working, because hotel will be always busy, in wedding or some groups. So that is the main. And the second was teamwork. You have to take your team along with you. That is the only you can overcome, and then only your team will stay with you.
And I can see you
That's
carried it
yeah,
well.
thank you. Yeah, that is the, I think, plus point we have to work on when we are working in hospitality industry. These two are the major one.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So I think even for any department, I think leadership is very important to manage the whole team. So in any hotel, housekeeping is not a small team. Of course, it as per the hierarchy, we have so many staffs working in public areas, in floors. So what do you think? What leadership qualities maybe an executive housekeeper should have or must have to manage this kind of big teams, especially when you are running full house? You need full cooperation from the staff. So what do you think basically
So
on this?
I think care, trust. I think your team should have trust on you. If your team has trust on you, I think that is the win-win situation for both of you. Okay, and care, yeah, acknowledgement,
Yes.
recognition. These things are very much important.
Yes, that is
Actually,
there.
working in a department housekeeping, it's not easy because your job is a thankless job. So if you at the end of the day, if your leader is telling you have done a great job, that is what is required actually. Takes away all the pain, however, how much rooms he has made. That only one word makes him happy. I think so. These things are very important. Thanking your team for a small job also. That is more important for me.
What is the professional achievement are you the most proud of till date?
Okay. So first, yeah, Sujit, as such, Professional Housekeeper Association. I've been serving as VP, Vice President Operation for Karnataka chapter. I'm very thankful to Jayashree ma'am for giving me this, and also now I'm a part of executive committee member also for Professional Housekeeping. I think this is a great in my additional professional. And apart from this, at workplace, yes, 2025, I was manager of the year. I've been awarded as a manager of the year 2025. That is a big achievement for me. Apart from, there was in I think 2016 or 17, I was awarded as a for International Women's Day in Garden City University
Oh,
also. So working in a hospitality for so long, because I work for 16 years, a decade now
My
in a
God.
housekeeping. So was recognized for that as well. And yes, as I said, grooming, yes, I've been awarded in my journey many times for grooming awards. You can see today as well. Yeah, that is the thing.
yeah.
So
So I was already discussing in the couple of questions back then about being in pressure, because when you are running full house, even I know being a hotelier how difficult it is to tackle difficult situations. So in that kind of situations, being an executive housekeeper, how do you motivate and inspire your staff?
yeah, so it is always there, in housekeeping when we say staff crunch and everything, So to motivate me, my team, I always say I'm there. Do not worry about it. The one word I say them. uh, when I take my rounds, I always go, personally visit them to their sections, okay, and I speak to them. How is your day today, or how is going to be? They say, "Ma'am, we have this many departures." I said, "I'm there. Do not worry." That one word, makes them that there is someone who will be there in case they need anything. They will just pick up the phone and call me. So I think one word makes them or trust, that makes me that there is someone who is there for us. Because what I think, they're away from their family. There is
True.
no one in this situation or anything. If they get upset or anything, there should be one person whom they can share their things. So I think I want to be that person for my team. Whenever they're upset or they're happy, they should call me for that. And coming back to workplace, yes, I motivate them, for small small winning things also. I ensure we do a celebration. be it a birthday, be it's an anniversary, work anniversary, be it's a small achievement, we celebrate every time, and that makes team, like we as a family over there. And when we work as a team, I think we don't think there is a pressure at work or anything. We say, okay, I have my team with me. So then we don't think about pressure and all, because we are as a team.
I think I completely agree with you on this point because, as you mentioned rightly, whenever the staffs basically, they are not always from the local place. They
Mhm.
travel around the world nowadays on any department. So they need some, no, what motivation and somebody leader like you who are always with them for any kind of, need. So basically, I think it's really the best response that I got you on this question.
That
Thank
is really
thank
true.
you.
Being available is not easy,
Yeah.
and you are there. So we're really proud of that. So, coming on to the next question, for this young generation, for what are the students who are coming up, what is that one skill they always criticize and they think, okay, this is not that important. We don't have to work on it. I think we should be more management oriented or something. What is that skill they avoid?
Ma'am, now
I
you can
think
go.
I think I'll say skill, which soft skill. I'll
Okay.
not say technical. Okay, technical you can train them, but if your attitude is good, you can do whatever you want. So I think in this generation, what I feel, soft skill is missing, which they need to nurture it, or they have to polish it. If for me, if I take someone interview at my workplace, I don't ask them, okay, how many bets you make, or do you know R1, R2? Because those I can teach them.
True.
But if his attitude is good towards to learn all those things, I can that then it's easy. So attitude for me, soft skill is very much important.
That's great.
You cannot teach attitude to nowadays, obviously. You cannot
Yes.
teach them sit properly, behave properly. These things you cannot teach them. They should be inbuilt, or the
Yes.
person should be with. We can, yeah, technical, we can train anytime.
And I
Very true.
think basically when we talk about evolution of the industry, no matter if it is a hotel industry or any other industry, so maybe the years we pass, definitely there will be some sort of improvement in the industry. And again, so in hotel industry, especially when we talk about housekeeping, and what is that you think that there is a drastic evolution or change because now we talk about AI, automation, and
LOT, yeah,
ELOT.
yeah.
So what do you think?
Sustainability,
Yeah,
yeah,
sustainability. Yes.
yeah.
So what do you think that evolution in housekeeping these days?
So yeah, I think if you ask me, earlier when we used to make, everything was very manual. I think we used to carry many registers over from one place to,
Yes.
we used to write
That's
and do
very
it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think what have changed over the period of time, all are digitalization. Your checklist has become digitalization. Earlier, we used to give them a checklist. Okay, you have to make these many rooms. We
Yes.
used to write and give them, okay, these many rooms. Now everything is on your phone. Earlier, I think we used to tell them, these many rooms have this defects. Now everything is over the phone. You just put a picture and say this room has defect, and that has been addressed. I think every year there is some kind of change, and now sustainability is a main
Main topic.
aspect.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is main. Now, if earlier people used to complain when the linen is not changed, now even the guest is aware about it. Even guests prefer not to change their linen on daily basis, because
Yes.
they also give importance to sustainability, because gallon of waters is being saved. They reuse the things. They reuse the towels 3 days, 4 days. Earlier it was not like that. Earlier it was everything. If they don't, we do not do that, it's like a complaint.
Yes.
Yeah. So everything from, I think, manually it has become automated, and it is very good for our industry. Actually, it's making our work less in terms of tracking of records or linen, inventory, everything. I think it's a drastic change, and I think it's a good for our
Yeah.
industry.
That's true because when the sustainability came into effect, now we save lot of energy, water.
True, completely. Yeah.
Yes. So coming to the next, I just wanted to ask because it's a very important question, and the industry where I work because I educate students. So more than technical skills, I think attitude is very important
Yes.
for any
Soft.
student. Yeah.
True.
So now we have one hot topic where we always take this word Gen Z, Gen Z, Gen Z. So and of course, people also there are some set of people who comment there is no right attitude
Mhm.
towards their work, So what do you believe, because do you think that students are missing on their attitudes more than skills or professional skills?
Or I'll say, in other word, I'll say, they don't have patience.
Yeah.
They want things to be, the result to be quickly. I think I'll say in that word, okay. I'll not say attitude. I'll say they don't have patience at all. They, if they have, given an exam today, they'll say, okay, tell me the result. They'll not wait for that.
Exactly.
They want
Very.
promotions. Within a year, they want to become a supervisor. Where we were slogging, I think, like 2-3 years to become a supervisor. I think we used to think we are not in right position right now to become a supervisor, or something is missing in us, but they are not in that way. They said 1 year over, please give me a promotion, or either I leave. So I think patience is not there. I'll say that word. If I'll say that is patience, that is not with them. I think they should work on that. And there is no teamwork. It's just me. It's not we. So
True.
I think we used to say we as a team, and it's me. I have done this, and what's next? So I think that is there in Gen Z. I think
Very well
that
said.
they should have a little patience. Yeah, which I think is missing, and
And
they
also
should.
you said one more right word there, that is they always plan to switch. Even I wanted to ask this question in continuation, because I see many LinkedIn profiles of my students and the other students also. So be it young professionals in hospitality, I also see their experience, it will be like 11 months, 12 months, 1 month, 4 months. So they really don't stick on to the one place, because we used to like our by our faculties we were like informed that no, at least you have to complete 2 years in one no, hotel to really get promoted. So that concept is nowhere there these days, because they are just working on more than their skills. They are no, only focused on the pay, or they want to leave. So what do you think on this kind
So
of mindset?
yeah, rightly said, Sujit. I think I worked for Taj for 13 years,
My
and
god.
whatever I've achieved, I think I'll thank Taj for that. Okay. So yes, rightly said, people, they don't have, as I said, they don't have patience at all. They want to grow. Every year, I think they want to grow. They don't care about the results. I think they don't accept feedbacks which you give it to them. I think if you tell them, you have to work on this, we are perfect. Then if they think you are just saying like that, they'll change the company. That is how attrition level goes high in companies. If we start, teaching them from the beginning, these, I think, things will not come the from starting. And as I said, soft skill matters a lot. Technical can be taken care later. If the person is well, behavior and everything is good, everything is been taken care, he will be a good manager maybe in few years or whatever. He'll wait for, we need to, I think, teach our team from basics. I think those basics are missing, I'll say. Those basics are missing. Yeah.
So, what do you think that common mistakes these young generations are making in their early times of their career? What are those common mistakes which we are missing to point out, or
They will not
probably
realize
I
that
think
we are.
the
basics. That is what I said.
okay?
Basics they are missing. They don't have patience at all. They want to switch on every year to new company. Uh, they are not worried about their results. I think they don't accept feedbacks.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, they don't accept. You say them you're not in good. They said, I think you don't know me better. I think they think like that.
Yes.
So I think those things are missing.
So, what do you think that students should not think about housekeeping, and they have to start thinking about careers in housekeeping? So, how fast they can grow in the industry? So, what answer would you?
A good question, yeah. When we go to colleges and we, pick up people for do a selection for Inspire program for our record, yes, we get hardly people from housekeeping. I think what college, what is missing in college is they should not say housekeeping. They should tell as a accommodation.
True.
So if you say accommodation, people will not think only cleaning.
Yes.
They'll say front office or housekeeping then. But if you say accommodation, you have to tell them it is not about cleaning. You have to tell you can be an interior designer as well. You should give them a chance. You are an engineer. When you are working in a housekeeping, you are an engineer, because more than front office, your product.
Yes.
You
Very
are,
true.
which company mattress is it. You can be a good businessman also. if you're working in housekeeping, because you know your product, you know how long it lasts, how long it can survive. You can tell about the color, you can tell about the fabric, you can touch and feel the fabric. This you can sell very easily. It's not about cleaning. You have to give them options. You have to take few good terms, while telling people, you can be from housekeeping you can get into these many professions.
True.
So I think somewhere colleges are missing those things. I think we need to rework on those and tell people, tell our students, you can go to these many areas from housekeeping. I think, I'm sure people will join for that. So I think housekeeping is a good thing. It's not only about cleaning. Nowadays we work, housekeepers are sustainability managers of the hotel. I am a sustainability manager for my hotel. So it is not about cleaning, it's more about saving for our earth.
True.
So if you tell all these, I think, aspects, I'm sure people will join, apart from your cleaning stuff.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
that
when
is
we
there.
say about housekeeping, also as you mentioned, so there is a like fixed what do you say definition, okay, or the hierarchy. First will be the executive housekeeper, assistant housekeeper, then comes the supervisors, then attendants. So students only know so much.
Mhm.
So these days, as we were talking about evolution, there has been so many newly added designations within housekeeping.
Mhm.
So which our students doesn't, as you said, they're not aware of because they only stick to the textbooks or recently chat gpt again. So what do you think, or what are the that positions that has been added in the housekeeping in the recent times that you would like to highlight?
Yeah, so there are many hotels now. If I talk about luxury and a business class hotel, luxury even have a deputy housekeeper who is a number two. So
Okay.
first comes, I'll start from below. Okay, so the room attendant is there. Then in our hotel we don't have a supervisor. We call them an executive, housekeeping executive. Then we have assistant manager, or assistant manager, or a deputy, or you can take housekeeping manager. That will be number two. Depends on the hotel, category, which category he's in. And then executive housekeeper. Then he can become a room division manager as well, or director of rooms.
Yes, that
And
is there.
then there are many, you must have seen GM who are from housekeeping and now they have become general manager. Miss Sheetal is a best example.
They have a myth that housekeepers cannot be a general
They can
managers.
be, they can
Yeah.
be. I think we need to put up a few, names in front of them, or showcase their journey into your, when you are taking a training or taking a lecture to them. I think showcase their four five pick up four five, mentors, and tell their stories. I think those will be, I think, plus point or motivational for the students to join housekeeping.
As you mentioned earlier, this Gen Z kids, they just want to switch.
Yeah.
No, they want to every year they want to switch and switch. They focus more on promotions and everything. But what are those things they have to learn in the first 5 years of their career? So rather than they shifting and jumping to one place to other place, what is something they should really focus on, and that would help them in further?
See, when I say hospitality, obviously we need technical as well. The people should be, well versed with their department or
Okay.
where he's going, I think. So I think if they work on those things, or, they learn, keep on learning, I think learning is the key. I think if they focus their, shift their focus from promotions or all these things, they just put their, efforts in learning things, I think they'll grow better.
Okay.
I think, they just want to shift from one place to another, or promotion, they'll be behind promotion or paycheck, whatever. Yes, you were saying, Sujit, they were for salary. If they shift their, for some time, their, thoughts, and put up for learning, I think they can be general managers. So I think they need to keep on learning.
See, nowadays there is one more concept where people talk about wellness, and that is very much important for staff also. So there are so many staff wellness programs, and in addition to that, there are so many benefits other than paychecks. So when I was doing my internship in Hayat, so I was offered 1 day complimentary stay
Okay.
where they treat us as a guest. You be like our guest first, then you be our trainee. That is what their motto says. So similarly, it might be any other perks, like maybe a complimentary stay or a buffet lunch for their family. So do you have, and at your place, do you have any such staff programs, or as I was talking about wellness,
Additional benefits, you mean to
creative,
say?
like, yeah, so you have any such
Yeah, we do
benefits?
have. So our staff can stay to any of the Mercure or Accor brand. We
Okay.
do have a artist card also with us. Okay, so they can book through online portal and they can stay. So there is a basic rate fixed for our our artists. We don't say staff, we say artist. Okay, because everyone is artist by a heart. So that how
Yes.
it come artist. We may be good at our work, our things. So that's how. So yes, we do have an at our place we have 50% discount in our spa. We have 50% discount on our food, also liquor also. That is also there for our artist. Yeah.
Very
That's
nice.
great. That's so much benefits to the employees, and they're very happy to be there.
Yeah.
So I think that is very much important also, apart from their regular paychecks. When it comes to the guest perspective about staff, do you think it's changed these days and they also show equal respect towards staff? Or do you think it is still underway and again, guests should realize what is the effort that each hotelier is putting on the hotel itself?
So, yeah, a good question. Yeah, it depends. Now, when I say housekeeper, he's a he's the only person who ensure that guest stay goes well. Okay. So when I say ensure, guest satisfaction, everything comes from a housekeeper. How well he has prepared the room, how well he know his guest. So now here comes the preference tracking. So, for a housekeeper, we should know our guest from a arrival checklist. We take when I scan his profile, each guest profile, and check his preference, where he is from, and all this, and then these information you can use it and make that room customized for this guest. I think when these things are being taken care, I think guest when guest arrives and he also thinks, yeah, they have put their efforts in making my room customization. For example, a guest is from Punjab, we put some kind of things for him, or kind of stories from Punjab, or about anything, something similar from his place, so he is not missing out his place, missing his home, kind of customization. I think housekeeper has that magic in
Yeah.
his hand, who can
That's
do, I
true.
think. Yeah,
Yes.
so I think I don't feel that is there. Respect is missing, I think that is there
And
always.
more or less, respect should be earned
And
rather than
yeah,
you
Yes.
ask.
so I think housekeeper, when I say he's the magician of the room, of whatever he does, I think he has all the power. And
Because I asked this question because in the student perspective, they say, no,
no,
sir,
no,
he
I,
didn't
I,
respect
I,
me.
I
Yeah.
got it. Yeah.
So,
So
yes.
I don't think something is missing out here. I think we should know our guest very well. I think from where
Yes.
he's coming. So I think these things now, for in terms of not only housekeeping, for our food preferences also. For example, if we know he's from this place and he doesn't like too much chili, and you give him a chili food, obviously, then he will get upset.
Yeah.
So those preferences, I think, if you know your guest well, I think things are taken care of. So
In that case, you have come this far in your career. What is that situation you'll never forget in your life? Okay, this guest, I met him and this has happened. I wish this didn't happen, or this is the best that has happened to me. Is there any such thing has happened with you?
if you ask me a surprise story kind of thing, yes, many time guest before arrival, he have asked me, okay, you get my room done as I want my home. As I want meet how he want like pink color walls. How we can do that? Those are like pink color walls. We cannot do,
I
right?
mean, is this a real story?
Yeah, these are the real
Okay.
story, right? So customization, like kind of those things. So hotel can be hotel, right? We cannot paint the wall pink for you. So yeah, these kind of we have got requests from guests, so those are surprise, and I never forget all these kind of stories, have come to us. Maybe I don't want this size of bed, I want a little bigger because I am tall.
Okay.
So these things should be there, and your hotel should have. Now, for example, earlier there was no choice of mattresses kind. Okay, now we have amazing mattresses, for your sleep and everything. Okay, so earlier they have asked me, you should have a hard mattress also, why only soft are there? So over a time of period, these things have also changed. Now we have option, both the side, one side is soft, one is hard. Earlier we used to put a plank and everything, all those things. So yes, so hotel industry has changed, and many requests we have got those time when we were not able to fulfill those things, I think. So
Very nice. So, in contrast to this question, if I have to ask one fun question, so is there any guest who surprised you? like maybe by gifting you or by taking come join us for a dinner. So it happens quite
It's many times.
Yeah.
As a housekeeper, yeah, it's many times. And when I say, if I it's not about hotel, I say if I go somewhere and I miss my family on my birthday, and someone surprised with me just a small cake, I think that makes my day. Anniversary, if someone wishes me, or no one has wished me on that day, and the hotel comes with a team of 4 or 5 with a cake, I think that's the moment I was
Wow.
looking for. So yeah, many times we have done, a guest, I think it was his birthday, and we were scanning his profile, something, he was in house with us. And what we did, we messaged her wife in case she would like to send some cake or bouquet, flower bouquet, or some card for his husband. She was so surprised. And in the evening, we arranged from our side and kept in his room, writing her wife's name and everything. And the small things, from a long distance, I think these things we were able to do it. Guest was very happy with these small things, I think. When the person is away from his family, I think these small things matters a lot, a lot.
True.
And then they thanked us, I think. And then I think we realized, if I would have been in position, I think it's the same, right? So yeah.
And as I already mentioned, this podcast is particularly for the hospitality people. So if maybe a general viewer is watching our podcast, he maybe from their perspective also have one question on room tariffs. Now, say you have 13,000 per night or 15,000 per night plus taxes. Again, depending on the room categories, they always forget that there are some products that you are investing, not always the what do you say, the crowd, or not always the demand. So there are such investments that a housekeeper also does inside the room,
Yeah.
because the amenities comes at a fancy cost these days. And when we talk about sustainability, it goes little higher also, because the initial investment will be high. So considering all that amenities we place these days in the luxury room, so if you want to give a general rough figure, so what will be the cost of all housekeeping amenities and things that you keep inside a guest room, that that will cost you per day, maybe whatever the amenities
So,
that you
we
keep.
don't, because nowadays, from our small packages, I think we have gone to dispensers, big
Yeah,
big dispensers. That's how
like
sustainability,
soap
yeah,
shower, yeah.
sustainability, aspect. I think 210 or 212. That is a cost per room, actual. Okay, but these things are fixed. So we don't take a fixed cost, because these are one time investment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we take a ml portion, and
Yeah,
that's how we make a cost per room, I think.
because you have to really work on that.
Yes, yeah. So I think, yeah, because dental kit, shaving kit, these things, and now when we say sustainability, all are wooden now in our rooms. And there is no plastic at all. Even if you see the water bottle, all are,
Glass
yeah,
bottles,
glass bottles. We have a plant room in our house, so these
water
things are
plant.
there. Yeah.
That's true. Because I recently traveled to Manipal and I was staying in one of the property. What changes that I observed was everything was same, but I saw that these many days I used to get one small toothpaste along with the brush inside a dental kit. But I was surprised to see a sachet,
Yeah.
like a shampoo sachet, which has got only few with drops of the paste, because assuming that the guest would waste and they would throw it. So, do you think that these kind of sustainable practices will really help the hotel itself?
Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely it will help our hotel in terms of garbage. Yes, in terms of throwing so many things, because plastic, obviously, it doesn't decompose. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is how. So paper, yes, paper we can do it. And uh, putting small amenities in a limited numbers, I think will help. In case the guest wants, we
Can
there is
give.
always request is available to fulfill
Yes.
his request. I think those things will work.
Because I still remember when I was an intern asking my executive housekeeper the question, ma'am, why do we place these soaps? Because guest uses it for one day and throw.
Yeah.
And she had told me, wait for some days and this is what you get. And today we are talking about sustainability.
Sustainability, that is true, that is true.
As you mentioned earlier, back in days, everything worked manually.
Mm-hmm.
And now everything, not everything, but 90% of the things are digitalized.
True.
How do you think that will affect, future generation, or the people, or the young kids who are studying hotel management, who are coming into the industry, as we have come reduced lot of manpower, and we're building into going into digital? How do you think that would work I mean, that would affect the works?
I think very good question, and I think with this, it's going to help actually future generation. Okay,
Okay.
we are going from manual to digital. I think it's going to help them in terms of their times. I think they can manage their time very well. I think they can utilize those time and put in their effort to some other task. Where, for example, inventories we used to take time and maybe a day we used to schedule. I think it's been done now in 1 or 2 hours. I think that's fantastic. I think with technology, I think we should not think it's taking out of job of manpower or something. No, it's additional. You know, AI cannot replace a human.
Yes.
That
True.
is always
That is
there,
there.
right? But it is going to help us. It is going to support us in our work. I think if I was able to do my work in 2 3 hours with AI, if I can do in 10 minutes, why don't I use AI? Now, when you were talking about chat GPT,
Yeah.
if I'm getting information with there, why should I not use? We
There
should
is
use.
always a debate
Yeah.
whether we
Yeah.
have to use ChatGPT or
No,
not use
you can, but
ChatGPT.
it's up to you how you utilize
Use.
that in your
Okay.
terms, right? I'm not asking you to just copy paste it, right? No, you should use your brain also, because if you use chat gpt you will stop using your brains.
That is very true.
Yeah, so I think you should use your brain, and with this I think when there is a facility you should use it.
And as you
So
rightly said, it is up to you how do you use it
use it.
effectively.
Yeah,
Because you cannot be really dumb that just copy
copy
paste from
paste.
ChatGPT and do it,
True.
because anyone would know there is zero contribution personally from your end.
Yeah, so use how you want it to be, and definitely you should use it if you need it. You are going to save your time. Yeah.
So what I used to do with my students is whenever I give them assignments, I anyway know that they use at least take the help of ChatGPT. First rule that I made was no assignments will be similar to each other.
Yeah.
So first of all, they cannot see their own
Copy.
projects and copy,
True.
and more or less they have to use brains, because I used to give them separate topics within the assignment to make it more effective, at least so that they will use their brains, not just ChatGPT.
Yeah, I think if you know how to use that, I think then it's
To which
good.
extent we have to use it and where to stop?
Yeah, I
Probably.
think the story or the message or the write up how you want it, I think.
As I just now said, our students, there is that one point where every project is same, every assignment is same,
At
and
least similar.
at least similar. Yes,
Yeah.
if you ask them to change something, there is one or two words that has been changed. Everything is chat gpt. What is your take on that?
I
How
think
should we?
they should use their own version. So what
Okay.
I do, for example, if you ask me, I'll put it my words first, and then ask to make it in a nicer way or a formal way.
Okay.
It's not I'm asking chat gpt to give me answer. No, I'm giving my answer.
And asking it to
Yeah,
rewrite it.
that's it.
Okay.
So this way your thoughts, everything is been there. It is not what chat gpt is giving me, it's my thoughts. I have put up that, and
Hope our
it just,
students are listening to it
yeah.
and learning from
So
it.
I think these things they can utilize it.
And I think one question always what students ask is, sir, how we have to prepare ourselves for the interview? And there were a few days where, especially for interns, I'm not talking about the placements, they used to check only minimum, like, okay, their communication, what is the, and their introduction. They used to ask, okay, introduce yourself, and they used to tell about them. So the recruiter gets to know, okay, how good he is in communication. But today the era is gone, because you never know, because as a guest, I don't know who is an intern and who is a staff. I treat everybody as a hotel staff, and there might be some instances where you need to talk to the guest directly. So you have to check on that confidence level also, how confident he is. So if you talk about the preparedness of to the interview these days, I think what qualities one should adopt as a student to get through any internship interviews these
I
days.
think he should be confident enough. Okay, and first and second thing, he should be skilled. He should skill himself. To the up to date trends in the market. I think he should be updated. Whatever things are in market, I think in this, what will come, training. I think training is an important thing. I think the person should keep on training himself, invest his time somewhere learning something new. People say मुझे तो सब कुछ पता है, but at the end नहीं पता है. They think they know everything, but at the end when we ask few things they'll say nahi kuch to something I know about it, but not in in
Detail.
detail kind of things. I think keeping yourself equipped with the market is the only can be prepared you for the interview, I think. So because we don't know what question the interview the person may
Yes.
ask, right?
True.
So if you don't know about, for example, cricket match, he may ask about that also. If you don't know what match is happening, where it is happening, it's like, I don't know which world we are living in, right? Yeah, so kind of that
So
That's true.
knowing about current affairs is very much
is also,
important,
yes, very much important.
equally important as we
True.
know about the management.
Management, yeah.
Great.
So in India only we have so many institutions today,
Mhm.
not just in Bangalore. Take any city from any country. We have so many institutions who run hospitality courses. So students have like I have identified two faults whenever I take them for inter-college competitions or beat anything. One they think is, sir, he's better than me, she's better than. Always they compare to the other student, or I'll not take the brand name, but still again they always compare with the other institutions. So they are from that institution, so this comparison, I think, really puts themselves down.
Mhm.
Even they get to realize how good they are in their subject or in that particular field. So, what do you tell for such students who often compare themselves with other students or from other institutions?
I think we should be happy whatever we have today. I think we should not compare ourselves with
Yeah.
anyone else. The With Gen Z, what is the problem? They think whatever they have is less.
Mm.
Yes.
Whatever
True.
they have is been given less, or their hunger. I think they are very hungry for everything. They want to, but they don't know how much to intake that. um, I think I feel happy whatever I have, and I invest my time somewhere. And if someone is telling me this is not the way you are supposed to do it, I think I adopt those things. I think I don't say, no, mujhe sab pata hai and you don't teach me, kind of, I think, things. Yeah, I learn with from everyone. I learn, starting from my associate also. When while talking to them, few things they teach me actually. I think I learn from everyone. I think people should be adaptable, learn from everyone. It should not be like I mujhe sab pata hai kind. No.
And I'm not ready to learn from my
Yeah,
junior. There's
junior
nothing like
also, there
that.
Yeah,
is again,
that is there.
yeah, I think they should learn. They should be ready to learn. And they should accept it. When I said feedbacks, whenever someone says you're not good at it, they think nahi mujhe sab pata hai. No, you're not.
You
And
don't tell me what to do.
yeah, there is no harm, right, in learning from some junior also, I think. If he's correcting you there, I think it's going to help you only in your future, right? So I think if someone tells me, okay, you are not good at that, I take as a challenge.
Yeah.
I think, why I'm not aware about this thing, and why, how can I be, behind all these things? So yeah, accept, take as a challenges, and yes, learn those things.
So now let us talk something about reviews.
Mhm.
Okay. So even today you have all your technology with you, but there are few people who are always sticking on to reviews.
Mhm.
They just see the reviews and then decide whether I have to go into the property or not. And one thing is, of course, being housekeeping one of the dominant departments of the hotel, because you are directly involved into cleaning and maintaining hygiene. So how do you think that, because I wanted to give one like statistics. TripAdvisor says that 60% of the reviews are directly linked to cleaning and hygiene.
True.
So how this is going to affect the what do you say, performance of the hotel?
Okay. So I think, yes, rightly said, TripAdvisor. Even we go somewhere, we check their reviews, can be a Make My Trip or a TripAdvisor or Google, wherever, right? And we want to ensure wherever we are going is a hygienic hotel or a clean hotel in terms of safe, secure, right? Things are, everything's perfect, right? So it's, yeah, it is there. So I think if you follow your SOPs, your routines, you have trained your team well, I think things will fall in place. I think then we should not worry about reviews. If you follow all these things, do a daily check, weekly trainings, briefings, any complaints, and train them on those things, I think then things are taken care. Because at the end, every want a clean hotel, safe, secure hotel, right?
That is
That's
there.
Yeah.
So actually, in add on to this, since you are into like being in this position, housekeeping, so you will definitely go to the rooms to check whether the staffs have done their job or not. So what are the common mistakes or missing places where they probably might not have checked? Oh, let it be, okay, it will be all right. So that missing things which they might have just left because of the time constraints, or It's okay assuming that to be clean. What are that missing spots you frequently identify that has to be given a lot of attention, which might create very big trouble also, you know?
Yeah, sometimes it's about the smell fragrance. I think that is missing. I think because they are in hurry in making rooms, 20 rooms or 21 rooms, whatever, 20 rooms. So they think, yeah, fragrance hoga, theek hai, it's a natural, right? But sometimes it can be the sweat smell, can be any other
Yes.
smell. Yeah, so for a guest who is checking in, I think that's not a pleasant smell, right? So spraying, I think just a one spray, I think will help you in those terms, right? As a housekeeper, yes, people think because it's their daily job, they think it's normal. Okay, sometimes it can be linen also, they think a
True.
small stain is fine, but it is not fine, right? With the eye of a guest, if I'm checking into a hotel, if I find, because the sheets are white in color, right?
Yeah.
For the housekeeping, it's fine, he thinks okay, small need pata chalega. But for us, like checking into a hotel, because I've been traveling, one place to other, for me nahi chalega, no, it's not acceptable, right? Because I'm paying 14 or 15,000 for the room. Once stain also will not work, because I think it's from a previous guest, though the person must have changed the sheets. It can be a rust stain, it can be from a machines, whatever. But as a guest, yes, it is not acceptable,
Yeah.
right? So for housekeeping, small things for them, I think it's fine, but no, it is not fine. But I think I always tell my team, you should think as a guest.
Guest.
When you are making a room, think from a guest point of view and then make a room. If you do in such a way, you will not miss any places. Can be a cornice, can be underbeds, can be curtains, can be a little about fragrance or a fold of a towel. All small things matters a lot. Yeah.
And as you were talking about the fragrance, each brand has its own secret of
Mhm.
fragrance, and they follow their own fragrance. And to give some examples, it might be lavender, citrus, or any recently added fragrance for that matter. But some guests are allergic to some fragrances,
Mhm.
and you are already using it into the public areas, rooms. Do you have something to diffuse that fragrance where guests say, "No, I'm allergic to this fragrance and I can't stay inside this room"? Or how do you handle such
So
situations?
we generally we don't get such complaints from a guest, maybe hardly once, because our fragrances are not too strong. It's a sandalwood
Mild.
fragrance.
Yeah.
So our signature fragrance is sandalwood. So we don't spray too much in the room, and
Only
because
to the
we,
standard point.
yeah, so
Okay.
we understand, because people can be different part of the countries, okay, where people don't like Japanese people, they don't like a fragrance, okay. So they don't like, for them also the flower should be where there is no fragrance. If you ask me, oriental lily, they all leave a fragrance. These people, Japanese guess they don't like fragrance, so we put from them chrysanthemum kind of things where there is no fragrance.
Oh,
Yeah. So so these kind of flowers are preferred by different in nationality, right? So we don't put too much, and we ensure the rooms are ready before time. Okay, so when I say I was talking about scanning a guest, so we are again ensuring the room is prepared before his arrival. So we are giving a time of 1 hour. So if it says 1 hour, 1 o'clock arrival, 12 o'clock room should be ready. So there is no fragrance that time, because 1 hour is
Yeah.
enough.
okay. On this matter of fragrance, when I was working, one of the guests, not one, two, three of the guests complained the fragrance, the smell of linen in the room.
Mhm.
Okay, okay, this smell is the smell of linen. It is something weird or something not so common. What do we do in such cases?
So while making the room, sometime what happens, we should ensure, we should know like how often your linens are getting changed.
Okay,
Okay, so for example, it can be a long stay who has stayed for 4 or 5 days, and he has never opted to change the linen. Okay,
okay,
and the person, if the person has missed changing the linen, it can be a again complaint, or put a fragrance, this thing fabric freshener also comes
okay.
for the linen. Tell your laundry team to put little fragrance,
In the
into
linen,
linen.
into the
Yeah,
linen when they're
yeah,
cleaning it.
yeah, cleaning it. So
Okay.
those things will remove all these issues. And sometimes it can be a musty smell. It is not,
Yes.
yeah, sometimes it is not about your linen. Sometimes when you there is a smell in a room, it cause everything smelly also. So ensure before releasing a room for a housekeeper, it's a job, and there is no smell in the room. Right?
Yes,
So if we
true.
have to talk about COVID,
Yeah.
so that was a pause for the entire hospitality industry. And of course, all the staffs, employees were in panic mode because they really don't know what is going to happen next. And it was a panic kind of situation for each and every one of us. So how did you handle that situation? And if I have to ask about COVID time, where were you? And like, how did you handle that situation? Because you need to really motivate people that okay, because we never knew what like happens next. So how did you motivate your staff and what did you tell them, okay, just wait, or how was your experience handling staff at those times?
Yeah, so COVID has taught us many things, many things. Care, trust, I'll say, patience. I think we were thankful to God that time we could survive. Okay, so I was working in Vivanta Whitefield that time hotel, and we were never shut. Many hotels were shut, but we were on. We had companies, who were staying like a patient. So we made our hotel like a hospital.
Okay,
Okay,
isolation.
Quarantine.
isolated.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
and our hotel was there was not like, for example, if it's a strength of 200 people, there were hardly 20 people on shop floor serving them and 10 people on one floor staying helping them. So I think I was lucky to be part of that team. I stayed in the hotel that time, and looking at them, in that PPE suit, 24 by 7, it was really painful actually.
Yeah.
It was because the ACs used to be 26, 28 that time, and for the obviously, and they were in pure contact with the guest, obviously. Okay, and doctors were there. I think it was not easy that time staying, and motivating them was a big task for us.
And you did.
Yeah, so we did, because even we stayed. I said, I'm also there with you. Do not
Yes.
worry about it. And a day, when I used to see them over the video calls, like they're wearing PP suit, one day I thought, okay, let me also go and try that. How they're feeling. I also put up one PP suit, went to the floor to just see them. How are they actually? See, you can be, calling them, talking them, but in person is very much important
Yeah.
that time, I think. So I took that liberty, wore that PP suit, went to the floor, checked on each every member. How are they feeling? Are they having their dinner, their food on time or not? Are they taking care of their health or not? It is not about serving the guest. It is about them as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that time motivating team was very difficult, very difficult. Staying connected, I think that is the mantra we have, learned that time. Stay in touch with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 1 second also, if your phone is somewhere, we don't know what news you will get it, right?
Yes.
So I think
That was a very horrible
that is
phase.
how we
Yeah.
got connected to phone. I think a lot. People say it's not good, but yes, those were the time when we have worked actually.
Yeah.
That's
And after the matlab, during that COVID time only, many staffs were sent home from the hotel side itself to make sure they will be safe, because anyway you have very few guests at
Hmm.
place who are quarantined or isolated. But what I believe is many of them didn't come back
Okay.
after COVID. They were there and they joined allied industries, or they themselves voluntarily took the decision to move out because thinking about their safety, who never came back to the hotel industry. So what do you have to say for them? Because it was a very quick and rushed decision.
Mhm.
So what do you have to say for
No,
them?
I think my hotel was doing pretty good that time. And we were 100% occupancy because
oh,
of these. Yeah. So um, only the contract numbers we have, reduced, but we didn't take anyone's job.
that's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
nice.
Nice.
There
So our
was
hotel, our company paid everyone. I think thankful to them, and our people were sent home to ensure they are safe, secure. But they were calling every week, like when should we come back? I think in my hotel, no one has gone back home, and as you said,
Yeah.
they were back on time because they was ready. They were getting bored at home. What to do actually? Yeah, but
that's very rare though.
yeah, but I think that is the time innovation with which we took that time. Housekeeping doing, from we used to from home. I used to take trainings of them. We used to be on video call, check what is happening in the hotel. Also, I think for a housekeeper, shop floor is more important rather than sitting at home sometime, right? So it was very difficult how things are going to be there, right?
Yeah.
Is it cleaned or not? Those, I think, time taught us to trust our team, I think.
And when you were
That's
explaining this, one more question came into my mind. So please stop. I'll
yes.
ask that.
Okay.
So it is again from the perspective of a student, because I see many passed out batches. I already seen students passing out of a hotel management course, but they are not really ready to join hotels. What they do is either they join retail or event management, or they join facilities, saying that okay, the pay is good, or they directly want to go abroad with no experience, paying huge to the consultancies with no experience. So what do you really tell for them, because they were into hotel management for this and they go into allied industries? Of course the margin was less before, but it has really increased these days. But do you think it's somewhere, they are themselves hiding the talent, and not getting into the hotel industry? They really might miss something, and one fine day they missed being a general manager or some good position in the hotel. So what do you have to say for them?
That's true. I think that is what I said. You should also know your team member very well, actually, at workplace. Few may be good in these things. So, you know what we have in a hotel when we do some new joinees and everything, we have kept one, option also where we ask about the hobbies. So any new joiners joining in, there is a option also for hobbies. If we say dance, singing, all these things, we know whom to catch out of this. So this way, we will know our team well. If a person is good at painting, what happens, when there's a kind of event and things, we will search then who is good at painting, who is good at singing. If we have track of all these things, you will know which person is good at what. And I think that's how you will praise your team also, and the person talent also will come out. Because no one will, if you have not kept that option over there, no one will tell I'm good at this, I'm good. And I think you will not have time also to ask him. As a busy hotelier, you will not have time checking with each guest, oh, you're good at singing, you're good at dancing, no, right? So if you're keeping a track of each person profile, I think it will help you also. Okay, there is some competition happening, why don't you join there? No ma'am, I don't sing well. No, at least try. It's like a, your team very well. I think that will also help bonding with your team, actually. That's how it works, actually. So I think when you were talking about this thing, I think you should know your team very well, their talents. I think you should train them well. And if you think they're going somewhere off, I think we as a leader should always, show them that right path.
So first students should
Yeah.
only explore what they are good at.
Yeah,
Then we have to show the
we
right
should
path.
keep eye on them, right?
Yeah.
What are they good at? Because if you ask me, I want my all team to join LinkedIn. Why? Just to see them, what all they update, how well they are in such things. Somewhere, if you think your team is somewhere, they're missing, then as a leader, it's my duty,
Yeah.
right, to train them, to work with them to achieve both the goals, right? Yeah.
Okay, so now I was also thinking about the staff attrition.
Mhm.
So it might be because of a number of reasons, but as a hotelier, how do you balance? Because now you have fixed number of rooms, so you never know what is the occupancy. It might be 80% depending on the season. So how do you handle staff attrition?
Yeah, as I said, trust is the biggest thing. Okay, if your team trusts you, then you're a good leader. Okay, the care, motivate them every day, be with them whenever they're required. So what I do, I take morning briefings together and check with them how are they doing today, and check on their well-being also. If you will not approach, okay, yourself, I think team will also not tell you. No one is here to listen all those things. I think I love approaching my people, check on them, their family, how are they doing, and if they are doing well, in case they need any assistance or somewhere they're not in good mood today, or kind of these things, then I know where to train them or whom to approach, or in case a need help need to be sent to them. That's how I know my people. Okay. Motivate them at workplace, take a training. So what I did, I have told my team members, every day you will take a training which you are at good at. It's not me, I will decide a training calendar. It's you tell me, uh, among 10 people I'll tell them, okay, please tell me which all date you want to take a training. We all will be listening to you. And if you are good at that subject, why don't you take a training for everyone? This way they'll also feel valued. They need to be valued. They need to be appreciated. And that's what they give me a planner, okay ma'am, this day I'll take this day, this everything is done. No need to motivate them, it's all motivated, because you have given just a platform to showcase their self.
You just let them be who they are.
Yes, true. So I think that is missing, that we need to be with your team actually, true to them actually, nothing, no fake. Maybe you are doing false promises. I think we should not do that. You should train them well. You should show them the path wherever they want. uh, Wherever if you feel they are lacking somewhere, I think we as a leader, it's our responsibility to track them and train them. Then it's up to them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
But
those
many of them miss the fact that, especially guests or be it any people who are into hospitality, miss that fact that a single guest room cleaning takes around 30 to 40 minutes. And the staff's, housekeeping staff efforts are not really seen because they forget this fact on the whole. So, what do you have to say about this? Because it really takes a lot of effort for the staff to keep that room to that standards,
yeah.
the brand standards, and after the SOPs. So how do
Yeah, so this is always there. People think 30 minutes में room बन जाएगा, 40 minutes में बन जाएगा. So नहीं होता ऐसा. It depends on which guest has checked out. Okay.
Yes.
Maybe if it's a long stay, I take more than 1 hour. I will not give before 1 hour because I need to do my deep cleaning, right?
Yes.
And if it's a business traveler, yeah, he will just sleep and go, right? So yeah, that can be 30 minutes. It depends on the client, right? Which guest has stayed in that room. So I never stick to these 30, 40, or 15 minutes wala study. I don't go with that. I go by the room, because as a housekeeper, I know how how we have to make that room, or how well that room was kept. Or because we are not only for cleaning, we are maintaining the room also. In case that room need a painting, that room need a polishing, it's we decide, we get it done. It's not front office who is asking a room in 30 minutes will decide, okay, suddenly there is a power failure in that room. It may take another 10 minutes. So I think I don't believe in 30, 40 minutes. I think it used to be earlier, but it's now depend on the clientele. Yeah, so yeah, 30, 40 minutes. No.
And you can't really pressurize a staff
No,
to
no, not at
clean.
all. No, no,
How
no.
recently, that 10-minute delivery was stopped. Blinkit, Zomato.
Yeah, so so that is what I'm saying now. With Gen Z, they'll say, we cannot, we're not machines, right? We are human beings. So yeah, with that, we have to let them work in their timing and ensure the room is done perfectly.
Yeah. So before we move into rapid fire, I have one last question with sustainability and technology. So in terms of technology, when we talk about housekeeping, we have room automation and so many things that has come, and IoT controls. And as per the sustainability, we already spoke enough about it. So how do you combine these and talk about the evolution of the department, sustainability in its own terms, and again
No, I
technology?
think it's a good thing. When we say sustainability, it's saving my time in cleaning the room. Okay. Earlier, we used to change everything linen. When we talk about sustainability, no, we are not, right? So, the room, when we were saying 30, 40, now, yes, we can be 30, 40. If, linen, we are not changing, the glass bottles are there.
Yes.
We are just refilling the water bottle. We are not just throwing the water bottle,
Yes.
not the trash and all. Not changing the towel, just putting extra towel. I think those things are actually helping a housekeeper in terms of talking about timing also, and talking about
Waste
sustainability
management
also.
also.
Yeah, so those things, I think it's helping, and it's a great change
And the guests
actually.
are also supporting that.
That
That
is
is,
what
yeah, that's a
they're
great
just
thing.
we are making them educated. I think training them about sustainability, these
Yes.
aspects are there, and they are following that, I think.
And now we have room automation. One button can control the whole lights of the room.
Yes.
Yeah,
On and
so
off.
yeah, still many hotels are coming up with this.
Yeah.
They have not totally gone into
Automation.
this.
Yeah.
Yes, but DND and everything, yes, it's all you have to
Digital.
just press the button, that's
Automated.
it. Yeah, but still we have few guests who are not okay with these things.
Yeah.
They still want that card to be placed outside their door where it says do not disturb.
The traditional
Yeah,
methods.
it's still there, right?
Yeah.
So they don't prefer all those things because sometimes it doesn't work, can be many challenges, the line is not working or kind of those things. So we have both kind of guessed those
And what do
terms.
you think? Like, you want to follow the traditional method or the
See,
digitalized
till the time
method?
it's saving my time, it's helping me in my
Okay.
work, I think I'm ready to follow all this thing, and it's great actually.
Yeah.
For example, earlier people used to come and give newspapers. Now it's everything on app based, right? You
Yes.
have a app based.
Yeah.
Press reader is an app where you at a time of check-in just scan that code, all newspapers are there.
Yes.
But again, same thing, if I see to a
Back in days.
yeah, back in days or old people, it's not easy for them to read from a mobile, right? They still need those papers in their hand. So yes, we have kept both the options in our hotel where we have newspapers on call also, and app also, like they can see on their things. So that is also there.
It's on their choice.
Their choice as per their thing. We cannot force guest to be towards 100% sustainability, right? We cannot do that, but we can give an option to them, right? So yes.
That's true. And till now, you really give a lot of insights for the students and aspiring people into who are coming into hospitality and the professionals. That was really, insightful. Whatever
And
you
thank
said.
you for
And
I have added my points.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even realize how the time passed. I just saw the time now. It's already so much. So now I think Purnima, I think you have to start with the rapid fire.
Yeah,
So,
we'll
ma'am,
be
are you
quick
ready
and
for the
quick.
rapid
Yeah,
fire?
yeah.
One myth about housekeeping you would like to break.
Yeah, they always say it's a cleaning. No, it is not cleaning. Huh?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is not cleaning. It's more than cleaning because, as I said, we are interior decorators, we are engineers, we are everything. So,
What
we are,
not?
yeah, we are multitasker. We're not
Early morning shift or late night
early
shift?
morning. I feel active in the morning.
Why?
I'm not a late night shift. No, I prefer going bed by 10 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
One hotel habit you cannot switch off even while staying as a guest.
Oh, wherever I go, I'll just look at the wall, cleaning everything. As a housekeeper,
No
I
matter
still
whether
No
a room
matter
or
no.
hotel.
what.
Yeah. So wherever I travel, I go anywhere, I'll tell my husband, let me check the sheets first. Is it cleaned or not? He said, please, you keep this in home only.
Yeah.
Don't get this, your roll over here. Yeah.
So that is not something you cannot change.
I cannot. I think I want to, but I cannot.
If not hospitality, what career would you have chosen?
Training and manager. As I was saying, learning development.
So be it in any field, no matter in hospitality.
Yeah, because I love making people grow,
Mm.
training them. I think interaction, yeah, those things I always believe.
Are you a tea or coffee person? Okay.
It's a tea always.
Do you have
Yeah.
any specific tea?
No, you just give me any time in a day, 10 times also tea I'll have.
One last rapid fire
Yeah.
question. So are you a homely person or a party person?
Depends again, if my schedule is busy,
Yeah.
then I prefer to be at home. But if my calendar looks empty, I'm a party person. Yeah.
That's nice.
That's nice. So last question before she want to conclude.
Okay.
So how was your experience being here on this podcast, Inside Hospitality with Sujit, and what this means to you?
Thank you, Sujit. Yeah. So yesterday I was preparing so much. Okay, I said okay these things, but when I came here, it came naturally. I don't know.
Spontaneously.
Yeah.
Spontaneous it was.
I don't know. It was like it's natural. It's going naturally only. Whatever my experience I was talking about, or my journey I was talking about, or advice you were asking about. I think it came natural because I have gone through this, and it's 16 years with this industry now. I think so. Experience talks a lot. Yeah. So it's a nice platform if I'm able to give my suggestions, giving my inputs to the students or anyone listeners. I think it's a great, and you are doing a great job, Sujit.
Thank you, ma'am. It means a lot, and I should thank you for accepting my invitation. And why this means a lot, let me tell you, because this is my first episode, premiere episode, and probably this will take me into a different place. And starting with you is something that really means a lot for me.
You are doing a
because-
great job, and keep
Thank
it
you.
up. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for having me here.
That's my pleasure. And I have to thank you being my co-host. And last final, like what message would you give to the hospitality professionals? A last message.
Yeah, for the students, I would like
Yeah.
to give, do whatever you like. Okay, be it a housekeeping, be it a front office, whatever, whichever area you are good in, please pursue that. Do not just switch into some other industry. I
Yeah.
think just don't keep on skipping and going to some other industry. Do whatever you like, believe in yourself, and you are there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much. And I think we are approaching the Women's Day also very soon.
Yes.
So I think I would like to wish you a very happy Women's Day
Thank you.
and let that woman empowerment grow more and more. Thank you
Always.
so much.
I will be.
So, all right, viewers, this was my first episode Inside Hospitality with Sujith, and this was with Miss Babita Butola. I hope you really learned something and you got so much of insightful information. So, I will see you with one more episode of mine in the coming days very soon. And in the meantime, if you want to contact Miss Babita Butola, me or her, I'll definitely add my LinkedIn profiles in my bio. Please follow and get in touch with us, directly message us so you can contact and know more about. So this was my first episode, and if you want to collaborate or sponsor, or if you want me to take a venue of yours as a tour, hotel tour, I would definitely love to do that. Please contact me on my LinkedIn. Thank you so much. Yasujit signing off.
No, it's me signing off. Purnima.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. So this is my show Inside Hospitality by Sujit. So when we spoke so much about hospitality, I don't think I have to send my guest just like that. So I really care about hospitality. So I think I have a hamper for you, and with again sustainable products and eco-friendly products. And I request you to take this hamper with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
See beautiful things inside it.
yeah.